Michael Turner was an ordinary man, living a life that had slowly lost its color over time. At 43, his days had become nothing more than a blur of routines, waking up early for a job he no longer cared for, one that had long since stopped being about passion and had turned into just a paycheck. His life was marked by monotony, and his greatest achievement seemed to be his salary, a necessary thing, but void of any excitement or ambition. One cold evening, as Michael was walking home from the bus stop, he noticed a woman sitting on the steps of a building. Her clothes were torn, and her face was streaked with tears. She seemed lost in her own sorrow, as if the weight of the world had broken her spirit. Michael's heart softened, and he found himself walking over to her without thinking. "Are you okay?" Michael asked gently. The woman looked up, as if startled by his presence. She spoke through her tears, "Everything's gone. I don't know what to do anymore." Michael, though unsure of what to say, sat beside her. "You're not alone," he said quietly. He reached into his pocket, pulling out a few crumpled bills, and placed them in her hand. "It's not much, but it's something." The woman looked at him, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you. I don't know what to say." "You don't have to say anything," Michael replied as he stood up. "Just take care of yourself." Michael walked home that evening, but something felt different. He thought about the woman and how a simple gesture, offering her money, had seemed so insignificant to him, but it had meant the world to her. It made him wonder, was that the only way to help? What if small acts of kindness could change more than just one life? In the following days, Michael found himself walking by that street again, almost as if something invisible was pulling him there. One afternoon, he saw her again. She wasn't alone this time. She was sitting with a young man, who seemed just as lost as she had been. "Are you okay?" Michael asked, stepping closer. The woman smiled up at him. "Yes, things are better now. Thanks to you, my life has changed." Sophie, the woman, had moved into a shelter and found a job. Her son, Joshua, was enrolled in college. They were starting anew, and they had both worked hard to make things better. Michael, though, couldn't quite believe how a small act of kindness had sparked a change so profound. It made him reflect on his own life. He had spent years living in a routine, focusing solely on his work. But now, he saw the value in small gestures, in giving, not just for personal gain, but because it made a difference in the lives of others. Michael's life slowly began to shift. He started taking more time to enjoy the little things in life. He became more present in his relationships, he reached out to people in ways he hadn't before, and he looked at his surroundings with a sense of gratitude. One evening, his phone rang. It was Sophie. "Do you remember the day you helped me?" Sophie's voice was filled with emotion. "Yes, I remember," Michael replied. "I just wanted to let you know that because of you, my son and I are making it. We're moving forward, and we're doing it together." Michael felt a warm feeling inside. He had never thought that his small act of kindness could result in such a profound change. It wasn't just about helping one person. It was about the ripple effect that kindness can create. Years later, Michael stood in front of a group of young people at a community center, telling them the story of how he helped a woman on a cold winter's day. He smiled as he spoke, his eyes still shining with hope, the same hope he had once lost. He knew that his story wasn't extraordinary, but it was powerful in its simplicity. "Never underestimate the power of kindness," Michael said. A small act, a few words, or a moment of your time can change someone's life. It can set off a ripple effect that you may never even see, but it will last forever.